for two reasons.
It matters more with cotton.
Pre-shrink. Yes, for one reason, it will pre-shrink it. And for another reason, like if you have a bright color like a red, sometimes the color will bleed, and you don't want that to bleed onto like white.
Yeah, if you start your costume and don't pre-shrink it, and then you go, well, I wore this to a con, and now it sticks something wicked. Then you throw it in the wash, and all of a sudden, it's not going to work tomorrow. It won't fit. It'll be like all wonky, and it'll be like, this got, that's not going to fit.
So pre-shrinking really helps, and it also gets the, you guys said it already, right? Where it gets the starches out of it already?
Yeah.
Or any other yucky stuff. Like if you ever go to SAS and get fabric, sometimes that can be grungy and dirty.
Yeah,
so you definitely want to wash that.
Washable costumes are good.
Yes.
First time sewers, beware of satin. It's like Satan, except not. I tried sewing one of my first costumes out of satin, and it was just so slippery and horrible, and it frayed everywhere, and it was just this big mess, and I was like, yeah, I got it done, and then I put it on, it was like this giant, like, silky monster on my body, and I was like horrified. So don't get into satin until
it's not completely
you practice.
Unusable,
No.
but you need to be careful with it.
Yeah, this was really difficult to get it to cooperate, and it's also like a higher quality satin. Like some satins are better than others, but they're all still difficult to work with, and they all fray like the dickens. So.
Yeah, and satin's wrinkle. You like look at it wrong. You're like, hey, satin sounds like wrinkle.
You get the really cheap satin, it stains, water stains it. So like someone splashed water on you, and you have a stain on your outfit all day. Yeah, I'm serious. It happened to me. It's like one of my first costumes.
Good sewing habits.
Yes.
Don't sew over pins ever! Please.
You could lose an eye.
If you have a sewing machine and you're going to sew, you have your pins in your fabric and you're ready and you're like, yeah. And you start sewing, you're like, I don't need to take pins out. I'm feeling lazy today. I'm just going to sew right over them. And then your needle hits it and it can do one of two things. It'll either break your sewing needle and it'll ricochet into your eyeball, which almost happened to me.
Me too.
Or it'll push that metal pin into the machine and destroy it.
Which happened to me.
So please, for your own safety and money, don't sew over pins ever.
For those of you that are wondering, completely new, you use pins to hold your pieces of fabric together so they're not shifting around while you sew.
Yeah, you pin your seams where they're gonna be, and then you're gonna sew there.
Usually you find some balance between, as many pins as you need to keep everything together and as many pins as you can pull out while the machine's still going.
It's important to also press your seams as you sew. Like a common thing that you would think is iron it when you're done, and that's definitely important. But you also want to iron it sometimes as you sew. It seems really annoying to like go and press seams, but it really helps everything stay straight. Like when you're doing a hem or a seam.
Yeah. So what that means is when you sew, your fabric is like that. You sew, and you then grip it together. You take your seam, you push it to one side with the iron, and then you bring the other side over and you split the seam so each half is folded over on itself.
Yeah, and if you don't press the seam, sometimes they just do whatever they want, and they won't lay on you right, because the seam will be like the fabric in between going like this down your whole seam.
Sometimes that really makes a difference between what looks like a costume and what looks like real clothes. I think it's just a matter of press seams, because then everything lays really flat and nice, as opposed to like you can tell it was just sewn and it's punched.
It makes it look professional rather than just handmade.
Really thick fabric is gonna mess up the fit of your costume because it's gonna actually bulge out at the seams, and even on thicker fabrics you may need to use like a hammer and a block of wood to actually pound it flat sometimes.
Your pattern will also tell you if there's a specific way you need to press your seams. Sometimes it'll just say press your seams flat and you just open it up. Sometimes they want you to press it all to one side. So it just depends on what you're doing with your pattern.
Finish edges.
Finishing edges
That's
is
really important.
really important. My first costume, I didn't finish any of my edges, and I was only able serger, to finish it with a serger. So they're just kind of come
Some of
undone.
you can just use pinking shears depending on how the fabric is acting.
Or if it's a stretchy fabric, like
Yeah.
made out of stretchy fabric, it doesn't fray.
Yeah, mine is actually just tape. I didn't sew the edges on this one, and
Pinking
seems to be
shears.
doing okay.
Pinking shears will do it. Serging or zigzagging will do it. Some fabrics don't need it if it's not fraying like at all, like stretches.
If you want
Leather.
to, if you want to be
Fur.
fancy, you
Fur.
can use like a French seam, which is where you sew it,
And then
and you
That's
reverse
beyond
it.
custom.
So,
No French
Don't get into
seams.
French
Ignore
seams.
that. Don't.
Yeah.
It's like cosplay 102.
That's too scary.
Alright. Bigger is better. I like that one. If you're gonna sew something, sew it bigger than you need it. You can always take it.
Shouldn't you like the phrase smaller is better?
That's bad.
Smaller is
You can always take inseams. Like if we decided that this is supposed to be a loose fitting shirt, but if we decide we want to be a tight fitting, you come over and just take in all this fabric and make a new seam here. So there would always be fabric you could take out. If once you did that, you cut away, you can be like, I liked it looser, and then magically put it back. So err on the side of caution. More fabric.
lay out your pattern pieces on your fabric first.
All of your pattern
Yeah,
pieces.
all of them. You don't want to just cut out a few pieces and then realize, oh, I don't have enough to cut out the rest because I laid it out stupidly. I did that many times. So actually the patterns will often tell you how to lay it out, but if you're using a pattern, just make sure you wedge them together in a creative way so that they work, they fit, but still if there's a grain line, which is the arrow on it, make sure that those are still